President General of the Council and Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, added the philosophy of work and pray, which he says is required from all to solve the challenges of the Nigerian nation.
Work without prayer is heart empty, and prayer without work is heart full. It's by combining the two that we are going to succeed as a nation united under one God.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, represented by Minister of Youth and Sports Solomon
Dalun, while congratulating Nigerians at independence, said the current challenges are not insurmountable, adding that with unity of purpose, commitment, sacrifice, hard work and patriotism, Nigeria will overcome the present difficulties. He assured Nigerians that the House of Representatives will always be alive to its responsibilities. And Chairman of All Progressives Congress APC, Odiga Oyego, has urged Nigerians to be optimistic in spite of the current economic challenges as the federal government is taking adequate steps to bring the economy out of recession. A statement issued by the Central Working Committee to mark Nigeria's 56th independence anniversary adds that Nigerians should sustain their support and prayers for the president and the nation at large. Chief Oyego commended the Buhari administration for containing and degrading the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeast, as well as ongoing efforts to rebuild and rehabilitate affected communities ravaged by insurgents. The APC chairman also commended the people of Edo State for electing the APC candidate Godwin Obaseki as the state's governor-elect. And the United States has congratulated Nigeria on the occasion of the country's 56th independence anniversary. A statement on behalf of President Barack Obama and the American people, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry expressed confidence that Nigerians are working hard to address current national challenges. John Kerry says his recent trip to Nigeria gave him a strong sense of the nation's resolve to build a better future.
Location is definitely necessary. The 22nd meeting of the National Council on Works seeks not only the prioritization but also optimization of funds allocated to the sector.
Our national road network and bridges are the life support system of our economy and our national integration. They are our pathway out of recession and they are our highways to recovery and to prosperity.
It is my belief that appropriation or allocation of funds annually should be interventionist.
Declaring the meeting open, Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State says the meeting could not have come at a better time when Nigeria is grappling with the twin problems of economic recession and infrastructure decay.
The choice of this year's theme is timely and consistent with the present reality and the focus of the administration.
Delegates are of the opinion that resolutions passed at the end of the meeting will enhance infrastructure development in Nigeria.
What the Corps has done for this is to bring to the notice the issue of the signage plans. We believe with the workings of this, we'll be able to put appropriate road furniture.
Decisions taken at the 22nd meeting of the National Council on Works, according to organizers, are expected to be harmonized among the three tiers of government for synergy. Muhammad Hamza Sheikh, NTN News.
Many thanks, Muhammad. And barely 2 days after the 170th extraordinary meeting of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries agreed to a cut in production, the price of crude rebounded by 7%. Is OPEC back to its traditional role of ensuring stability in the global market? That's the question energy correspondent Hawa Saliu Adama tries to answer in view of the decision coming for the first time since 2008.
For 8 years and countless meetings, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries headline remained OPEC maintains production level, a decision which generated concern not only amongst consumers but producers of crude, considering the leap in stock, about 3 billion barrels in storage, and the deflationary trap the industrialized nations had entered as a result of depressed prices. Coming at a period when the once prized commodity could no longer give its owners the much-needed comfort, the decision of the old year's extraordinary meeting has been described as a landmark. OPEC Secretary General Dr. Mohammed Sanusi Barkindo, in an exclusive telephone conversation with NTA News, puts the consensus in perspective.
This time around, a flexible band of 32.5 million barrels a day up to 33 million barrels a day. It was also agreed that we will continue our collaboration with our non-OPEC friends, particularly Russia, so that we'll all be on the same page. A global consensus.
While a high-level committee works out modalities for compliance by member countries, Iran, Libya and Nigeria, with peculiar geopolitical challenges, are to be exempted from the cut to ensure they balance their quota.
This decision will begin to stimulate a significant stroke down that will cause prices to rebound sufficiently for the interest of both producers and consumers.
No doubt, two major OPEC member countries, Saudi Arabia and Iran, after several consultations, buried their differences for a consensus to emerge. With strong indications of increased collaboration with non-OPEC producers, the global oil market may once again regain stability. What energy experts say will be a win-win for both producers and consumers. But only time will tell. In Abuja, I'm Hawa Salihu Adama, NTA News.
Many thanks, Hawa. We keep our fingers crossed. Still on the economy, the federal government is set to disburse 1.6 billion naira for women empowerment in 8 states under its Social Protection and Investment Program. Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Aisha Al-Hassan, made this known at a media briefing in Abuja. Olajide Bello has that report.
To formally launch by far the most ambitious social protection program in our history, a program that both seeks to start the process of lifting many from poverty.
President Muhammadu Buhari's Democracy Day proclamation of the sum of 1.6 billion naira for women empowerment has gained momentum as the funds has been released by the federal government for disbursement through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in collaboration with the Bank of Industry. The Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Al-Hassan, said beneficiaries will be able to access between 10 to 100,000 naira depending on the type of business or trade, with no interest, no collateral, and repayable in 6 months.
The NAWEF program targets 10,000 women beneficiaries in each of the pilot states. An estimated 200 million naira is to be disbursed in each of the 8 states. The conditions for the loan, both under the JIP and NAWEF, are the same.
The 8 pilot states are Adamawa, Borno, Yobe, Nasarawa, Jigawa, Akwa Ibom, Osun, and Abia states, respectively. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill for an act to establish a research and innovation trust fund in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nko reports that this is one of the bills considered at plenary.
The bill, sponsored by Representative Chime Oji from Enugu State, seeks, among other things, to attract commercial value for products of research in Nigeria.
The objectives of this bill are to, 1, establish a research and innovation tax dedicated to the commercialization of research findings in Nigeria, in such a way that the local industry is not hurt, but rather enhanced.
If the trust fund is established and functional, the research institutes will not have to go cap in hand.
All the ministries in this nation, so that they can commit a certain percentage of money for the innovations in this country.
A bill for an act to effectively domesticate the Stockholm Convention of 2001, sponsored by Representative Istifanus Gyang from Plateau State, also passed second reading.
Being a global instrument for dealing with hazardous waste and persistent organic pollutants, this honorable House of the Nigerian people would have provided the framework for Nigeria to establish effective legal and institutional control on such chemical.
The convention entered into force on 17 May 2004 with ratification by an initial 128 parties and 151 signatories. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
And you can watch this news live via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Still to come on NTA Network News for tonight, National Judicial Council wields the big stick as 3 judges go down. We'll bring you details when we come back.
This is to announce the launching of a biography on President Muhammadu Buhari, titled Muhammadu Buhari, The Challenges of Leadership in Nigeria, authored by renowned Professor of International Studies at George Mason University, USA, Professor John N. Padden. Date is Monday, 3rd October 2016. Venue, International Conference Center, Area 10, Abuja. Time, 9 a.m. prompt. Book reviewers, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, All Progressive Congress National Leader, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, Minister of Science and Technology, Ambassador John Campbell, former U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, Nigeria's former representative to the United Nations. Announcer, Organizing Committee.
As Gombe State celebrates its 20 years of creation, the Committee of Permanent Secretaries and its equivalent in the state's civil service wish to congratulate and facilitate with His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, OON, Talbang Gombe, and the good people of Gombe State on this historic occasion. We wish Gombe State more years of development and service delivery. Long live Gombe State. Long live Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dr. Daniel M. Musa, MNR, Head of Service, Gombe State, announcer.
Morning. Hi. Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you today? How are you? Morning, my son.
Hello, what's up?
Welcome, man. Good morning. How are you?
Everybody is coming back to campus and nobody wants to leave because with Glow Campus Data Booster, you get 10 times the value of your data while on campus. That means 10 times your chatting, browsing, pinging, and more.
Who are these people? Come on, get this. What the?
With Glow Campus Data Booster, you get 10 times the value of your recharge in data and talk time while on campus. Dial *777# and choose your campus booster plan.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The President, National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, Alhaji Dr. Najim Usman Yasim Makamanguso, heartily congratulates His Excellency Dr. Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, Shetima Mafara, Governor Zamfara State, and the people of the state on the 20th anniversary celebration of the state, which is to hold on the 1st of October 2016 at the J.B. Yakubu Secretariat Conference Hall in Gusau, time 10:30 a.m. Alhaji Najim Yasim equally congratulates Colonel Jibril Bala Yakubu, retired First Military Administrator, Distinguished Senator Ahmed Sani, Yeriman Bakura, First Civilian Governor, and Haji Mahmoud Aliu Shinkafi, Delhatun Zamfara, former governor, who all contributed to the growth and development of the state. The Makamanguso wishes Zamfara State happy celebrations.
Get ready to move on up with EcoBank. Easy access to your account wherever you are in the world. More ATMs across Africa than any other bank, so there's always one closer to you. The freedom to pay with a card instead of cash. To bank with your mobile anytime, anywhere. Or send money thousands of miles in a flash. Plus, smart ways to save and invest so your children can move on up too. And trust EcoBank to help with the things that matter most. Visit us online today and move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the program of events to commemorate Nigeria's 56th independence anniversary. Details as follows. Sunday, 25th September, interdenominational Thanksgiving church service at the National Worship Center, Abuja, time 4 p.m. Attendance is open. Friday, 30th September, public lecture 11 a.m. to 12:50 p.m. Venue, National Mosque, Abuja. Attendance is open. Jumat prayers 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Venue, National Mosque, Abuja. Attendance is open. Saturday, 1st October, presidential change of guard. Venue, forecourt of the Presidential Villa, State House, Abuja. Attendance is strictly by invitation. Bolaji Adebi, Director Press, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Announcer.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, cordially invites the judge,
both of whom were compulsorily retired, and Justice Kabir Auta of the High Court of Kano State, who was dismissed and is to be handed over to the Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 1, Kano, for prosecution. In the case of Justice Mohammed Ladan Samia of the Court of Appeal, Iloni Division, the National Judicial Council found that he met with the eventual petitioner on 3 occasions in his house in Sokoto, Gwarimpa, and Owerri, and on each occasion demanded for 200 million naira in order for him to influence the Court of Appeal panel on an election case or risk losing the case. Justice Innocent Umuzilike, on his own part, was found to have severally abused his judicial powers, both as a judge and Chief Judge of Enugu State. Justice Kabir Auta, who was dismissed and is to be prosecuted in addition, was found to have received 125 million naira from one Kabir Yakase and another 72 million naira, which was paid in several installments through his personal assistant, Abdullahi Bello, ostensibly to help the petitioner secure contracts from a former Chief Justice of Nigeria. All the recommendations of the National Judicial Council have been forwarded to President Muhammadu Buhari, but while awaiting presidential approval as required by the Constitution, the NJC, in exercise of its powers, has placed all the 3 judicial officers on suspension. In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
And to politics, the announcement of Godwin Obaseki as the winner of the Edo State governorship election was greeted with mixed reaction of jubilation and lamentation. Here is Ogochukwu Ona with the details.
From one corner of the street to another, it was celebration all the way. Governor Adams Oshomole, who described it as a celebration of democracy, embarked on what he described as a victory walk around the major streets in Benin.
Over the past 8 years, we have tried consciously to work hard to reorientate our people, not just the voters, but even the political class.
The governor-elect, Godwin Obaseki, while thanking the people for the mandate, promised to be fair to all.
This
is a historic victory for all Edo citizens and our great party, the All Progressives Congress.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has rejected the result of the election, saying it is not a reflection of what happened on September 28th.
INEC did a very unusual thing. They gave the party numbers, the serial numbers of the result sheets. And those were the same result sheets that were used in this election. These result sheets have now been deployed to bring in very fake results.
The Nigeria police, in a statement, has banned all forms of procession or demonstration in the state. In Benin, Ogochkuka Ona, NTA News.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has commended the exemplary conduct and professionalism displayed by police officers and officers of complementary sister security agencies in the just concluded Edo State governorship election. The IGP also commended law-abiding citizens of Edo State for their cooperation with security agencies in ensuring that the governorship election was conducted in an atmosphere of peace, law, and orderliness, despite some isolated infractions of the law. As the federal government intensifies efforts to diversify the economy through agriculture, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization UNIDO and the European Commission's Director General for Agriculture and Rural Development have met in Abuja. Joy Uzo has that report of the meeting by both parties, which she says is aimed at strengthening plans to work closely to help Nigeria and indeed Africa develop its agriculture potentials. Acquisition of intellectual property rights before taking research results to the market for commercialization is an international best practice which, if adhered to in Nigeria, would ensure adequate protection of such property and maximize benefits for the inventor or innovator. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, explained this at a sensitization workshop for chief executive officers of parastatals under the ministry.
The workshop provided a platform for the chief executives of parastatals under the Ministry of Science and Technology to deliberate on how to leverage on patenting as an instrument of protection of intellectual property. Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, noted that the intellectual property rights is one of the critical conditions for global trade and determinant of investment destinations by foreign investors.
We want to see Nigerian inventors to be wealthy. If Bill Gates can be the richest man in the world through invention, then we need people like Bill Gates in Nigeria, and this is the way to go. And
Director General of NOTAP, Dr. Dan Azumi Ibrahim, described patenting of intellectual property as key to the commercialization process of innovations.
We link them up with the sources of finance, and the Bank of Industry also, within its own database, it has the list of potential investors. So they're trying to broker some kind of linkages between the private sector and the inventor.
Mr. Andrew Boromwiwu invented Papa Plus quiz game and Papa Plus scratcher.
It helps to educate children in objective questions in all subjects, science and arts.
Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
The Nigerian-Niger Joint Commission for Cooperation, in collaboration with Jigawa State Government, have launched the Kano-Jigawa-Daura-Zinda cross-border trade corridor. The corridor, designed to create a conducive business climate for investors of the two nations, is to assist Nigeria in achieving the federal government's economic diversification process. Habibu Hussaini reports.
The cross-border trade corridor is a platform designed to create exports and imports activities, attract foreign investors, wealth creation and employment generation, and facilitation of free movement of goods and people of the two nations. The corridor is expected to strengthen economic bilateral relations between Nigeria and Niger and often have opportunities for small-scale business operators to develop their investment.
Indeed, a monitoring
system aimed at enhancing trade and food security was put in place along the entire corridor. The system has been operational for a year now, aimed at facilitating cross-border trade and achieving regional integration.
Jigawa State Governor Alhaji Muhammad Badr Abubakar pledged his administration's commitment to making the corridor a success.
The state government is committed to the provision of all necessary infrastructure and policy dialogue in the area of road construction and railway, promotion of rural farming, protection of investors' rights and provision of concessions to guarantee investors' confidence in Jigawa State.
The Kano State Governor Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, his counterpart of Katsina State, represented by his deputy Alhaji Manur Yakubu, commended the bilateral trade initiative aimed at boosting the commercial operations of the member states. From Dutse, Habib Hussein, NTA News.
Up next on NTA Network News, we joined Ademola Adeoye in Lagos for more reports on the news. Ademola, good evening, and it's all yours.
Good evening to you, Fumi, and warm welcome to Lagos. Hard work and dedication were rewarded when some National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria professionals were conferred with fellowship awards by the Institute in Lagos. Lynn Lenike witnessed the colorful event which attracted stakeholders in the field of marketing.
It was an event that presented a platform to reappraise marketing professionals and their impact on the economy. The president of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria told marketers to uphold transparency and shun corrupt tendencies as integral ethics of the marketing profession.
We are now in a situation to build the institute to another level. What we are looking forward to now is a situation whereby the economy will open up so that we can have more marketing activities.
After the various speeches, the new set of Executive Council members of the Institute were inaugurated. High point of the event was the conferment of fellowship awards on deserving marketing professionals who have distinguished themselves in the field of marketing.
The chance begins with me. I want you to understand is an element of marketing. And what element of marketing is it in practice? We're now talking about rebranding.
We need marketing to strive, the process.
Beyond that, it's a season where one needs to think outside the box, knowing the state of things in the nation, and we all need to come together and fashion out good ways, better ways of doing business.
Not less than 18 members of the National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria were conferred with the Fellowship Award of the NIMN. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
And now to business news. Show more commitment towards developing Nigeria's insurance industry. An operator tells chief executive officers of insurance companies. Let's join Amechi Pius with details on our business news segment.
Hello, it's time to talk business, and thanks for joining us. As Nigerians grapple with measures to reflate the economy, some economic analysts have identified the nation's insurance industry as a viable sector with huge investment opportunities. Operators' poor level of commitment, absence of people-oriented insurance policies, as well as lack of corporate governance are some of the problems prevalent in the industry.
MDRI. And with MDRI, which is actually a policy initiative to deepen insurance and take insurance to the informal sector. They projected that by 2012, insurance will have had about 1 trillion premium income. We are still doing about 300, 400 billion. And that is why we are not able to have that insignificant contribution to the GDP. But we can do more. Insurance is an avenue to create wealth and to create employment if it is properly done.
Despite government's efforts at creating the necessary environment for their businesses to thrive, the 49 registered insurance companies in the country are contending with activities of quacks in the industry, as well as poor investors' knowledge on the relevance of insurance.
Insurance is strong. It's for them to begin to make sure that you enforce compliance, and they can do it in a way that people are incentivized. So it's not just,
Hello, what's up?
Welcome, man.
Yo.
Good morning.
How are you? Everybody is coming back to campus and nobody wants to leave because with Glow Campus Data Booster, you get 10 times the value of your data while on campus. That means 10 times your chatting, browsing, pinging, and more. Who are these people? Come on, get this. What the? With Glow Campus Data Booster, you get 10 times the value of your recharge in data and talk time while on campus. Dial *777# and choose your campus booster plan.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now, through our technology. LG OLED TV.
Oh, Mama, you are welcome. Please come in.
Of course. I will come into my son's house. I need to drop these foodstuffs in my son's kitchen.
This way, Mama.
Where is my room? In my son's house.
Keep your white fabrics glowing whiter, your home sparkling and free from germs with Hypo. Make a dazzling impression every time and let your white speak for you.
My wife. Any other wife is a counterfeit.
Oh, Mama.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Now available in Lime Breeze.
And we begin this segment with health reports. A total of 34,761 eligible children were vaccinated in 18 northern states, including the FCT, in the first and second rounds of the federal government's response to polio resurgence in Nigeria. Health correspondent Rabi Abdallah was at a media briefing where the executive director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency gave an update.
The resurgence of the wild polio virus in Nigeria in the 3 local government areas in Borno State after more than 2 years of no polio case status is a development the country is not resting on its hour to reverse. In his update on the response activities in the country, apart from the immediate response mop-up campaign in the affected local government areas where 820,000 eligible children were vaccinated, the first round involving the 5 very high-risk states in the northeast, the acting chief executive says, had 5.9 million children immunized, while the second round, implemented in 18 northern states, including the Federal Capital Territory, had almost 29 million children immunized in the months of August and September.
Members of the armed forces were engaged in planning, implementation, and monitoring of the campaigns and in strategies for strengthening routine immunization in inaccessible and liberated areas. In addition to that, we also have adequate and effective cold chain system across the country. The Inter-Country Committee supported the various national governments in achieving synchronized implementation of polio campaigns in response to the Nigeria outbreak.
3 other rounds have been scheduled for the months of October and Nigerians.
The IGP also received a delegation of African Student Union Parliament led by its Speaker, Kewol Abel, who wants the continuation of Pan-Africanism culture, pledging to support their off-campus activity against drug abuse, cultism, and militancy. Aiding Justice, NTA News.
Decentralization of power, justice, equity, and good governance were some of the issues discussed at a book presentation titled The Politics of Biafra and the Future of Nigeria. Joseph Orok reports that the event was attended by a cross-section of the business and political class, including former Vice President Dr. Alex Ekweme.
Captures the importance of history in addressing present realities and the future in terms of conflict resolution among the multi-ethnic groupings in Nigeria. The book, The Politics of Biafra and the Future of Nigeria, makes a case for a new order in the socioeconomic and political structures of the nation. Former Governor of Central Bank, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, who reviews this book, described it as a counter-narrative that raises many questions of debates.
Ofwadile argues forcefully that sustainable development will continue to elude Nigeria unless and until it confronts and addresses what he calls the Biafran dilemma.
There is nothing inevitable about how Nigeria ought to be. Absolutely nothing. The question is that when we outsource our responsibilities by blaming government, by blaming the Fulanis, by blaming the Igbos, by blaming the Yorubas, by blaming men, and so on, there's enough blame to go around.
A former member of the House of Representatives, Chudi Ofodile, is the author of the book.
So this idea of when a problem occurs in a part of Nigeria, and everybody imagines that it is those people's problem, is the wrong way to go if you must build a strong and prosperous nation.
In Abuja, Joseph Orok, NTA News.
Food for thought. Up ahead, sports and the weather outlook for Saturday as Nigerians celebrate the nation's 56th independence. Don't go away.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerola. Change begins with you and me.